They gon' make a sister act up. Turn my attitude back up. Get it back, get it back, get it back. Count the money up. Call the girls up for backup. Yeah. They gon' make.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. So here we are. This is part 2 of When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. Okay, let me give you a little backstory on why me and Trina had beef. We both got hired around the same time. Well, she got hired a month before me. And because she got hired a month before me, the supervisor named her team lead, which was just a title because she wasn't getting paid more than me. We was getting paid the same thing. And she didn't have a whole lot of responsibilities other than the title team lead. So needless to say, she abused that title. I'll get to that in a few minutes, but I just want to tell you, we got along in the beginning. We commiserated about the office conditions and the boss and just the lack of diversity in the office. We watched some of the same TV shows. So when we got back to work the next day, we discussed the TV shows, just had a couple of good laughs, but they got old really quick because I'm an introvert. So I would be good with just putting my headphones in, listening to Mary J. Blige or to Nas, which is the greatest rapper of all times. Period. I said it. Yes, I did. But I was cool with just doing that. But, she was more of an extrovert. She liked to, talk and, keep conversations going all day. And I was kind of the opposite. So that could have been like a strike one, where our friendship started to go downward. But anyway, she would abuse her powers as team lead because work that was assigned to her, she was giving it to me. And the reason why I knew it was assigned to her is because there was a little sticky note on the work saying, Trina, could you please process this by the end of the day? But instead of her doing it herself, she would give it to me and tell me that the supervisor asked that I do this. But I'm like, Trina, your name is on this. So it was given to you. And she would make up some lame excuse about having other stuff to do. But she didn't. She would take long breaks with her work husband, lazy man. They would go on hour-long breaks and she would ask me to cover for her. And this happened more than one occasion, which after the third or fourth time, I was over it. So I talked to my husband, I vented to him, and I asked him, what should I do? How should I come across her or talk to her about some of this stuff, because I go from 0 to 100. So I need some kind of advice to try to get me in the middle. So my husband gave me some good advice. He was like, you know what, just have a sit down conversation with her and don't let it go past today. Meaning get it all out on the table and y'all be done with it. So that's what I did. Thought everything was cool. Thought we had an agreement. I had a vacation day scheduled for the next day. So I went on vacation and here we are. Trina saw the message that I sent to her or sent to my husband and it went to her. And at first I was scared. I'm not going to lie, because I didn't know how she was going to react to it. She was clearly angry and upset by some of the things I said in the text. So I was the bigger person in that moment by just realizing that I needed to apologize. So that's what I did. So I told her I was sorry. I told her I did that out of anger. And I'm asking her if she could please forgive me so we can move past this. Normally, if you were a rational human being, you'd be like, all right, okay, let's move past this and whatever. But she looked at me and she laughed. I mean, she got a good chuckle off of me standing there being humble and apologizing. So at that moment, I knew it was going to either be me or her. So she would have, this carried on for a while, you guys. This carried on for a long time. So that same day, I'm walking into different areas of the office. I walks into the break room. She's holding sidebar conversations with our other coworkers, and they laughing, looking back at me. So that's how I knew that was talking about me. And I got upset. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad because I'm thinking to myself, like, why did I apologize? But if she was going treated like this. But I thought about it. I was like, no, I shouldn't have sent the text. So I did the right thing by apologizing. So let's move on. All right. So this lasted for a couple of months. Mind you, we work in a small office, and the way our desk is set up is we're facing each other, and the only thing that's separating us is two monitors. So our computer monitors. So we face each other when we work, which is weird because after all of this happened, we just didn't say anything to each other. So just imagine in a small office and you sitting right across from each other, and we barely looked at each other, but we needed to communicate with each other to get the work done. But we just would write notes, sticky notes, and say little silly stuff like, could you please take this to the mailroom? Or instead of just communicate with each other like normal human beings would do, we was on some petty stuff. All right. So fast forward, we were in the office, and it got to the point where we just didn't want to be in that office because the tension was so thick that we looked at each other, was like, don't come across my area and I won't come across your area, which is stupid because the file cabinet, the pencil sharpener, all the office supplies was on her side of the room. And on my side of the room was the exit to get out of the office. So we had to go on each other's side to get stuff done, really. Which it started to be so petty that we was arguing one day and we didn't realize how loud we were until Lazy Man walked past the office and he heard us arguing, and he went straight to our supervisor's office, Karen, and he was like, Karen, the girls is in there fussing about something I don't know. It's a little loud. I can hear it all the way down the hallway. You might want to go take a look in and check this out because, something about to go down. So Karen comes into the office and she's scared because, she didn't know how to react. She was like, oh my God, girls, please, come to my office so we can get this straight. So we walked to Karen's office, and Trina was first. She told her side of the story. She told Karen about the text messages. She put 20 on 10, made it seem like I was just doing this the whole time, which was that one incident. But she failed to mention how we got there. She failed to mention her long breaks. She failed to mention she was giving me her work. She failed to mention that she was abusing her team lead duties. So, I took it upon myself, because I'm not a snitch or anything. I didn't mention anything about what she did. I just let Karen know that me and Trina had a disagreement and we just didn't know how to settle it. And it came to this. So Karen tells us, I would hate to have to let one of you go. So you guys need to figure out what you're going to do. And because this job has to get done, it has to get done. And if you guys can't do it, I will get somebody else in here to do it. That's all I needed to hear. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let anything with you and all this petty stuff cost me my bag. So I'm going to be the bigger person again and apologize. So I apologized to Trina again. This is like the second or third time. Like, I'm just being the bigger person. So I apologized to Trina. I was like, you know what? I was wrong for sending the text message, and anything else that happened after that on my part, I apologize. And I was standing there waiting for her to do the same back to me. No apology came. She walked out of the office on that same energy, that same negative energy. And I'm like, you know what? We got to work in this office. I'm not going to be on this petty stuff. I'm not going to deal with this girl on that level anymore. Like, we didn't come to blows fighting, but it almost came to that point. And I was like, this is not who I am. I'm not this person. And I'm not going to let somebody else take me out of my character. So the thing that I did is I got my resume together. I got all the jobs postings and stuff that I felt that I wanted to apply for. I applied for, and I got up out of there. And how about this, you guys? The minute I left, the day I was leaving, my last day on the job, Trina asked me, could you hook me up? I'm ready to leave. I can't make this stuff up. Thanks for listening, you guys. You guys, I am not proud of how I carried myself in that situation. I have since learned how to protect my peace and address situations at the time so it won't boil over to what you saw in the in the slides. But anyway, comment down below on if you think I should have done something differently or how I should have handled this differently. Like I said, I've learned and I've grown from this, so hey, it happens. Thanks for watching. Peace.